Hi guys, it's Harvey from All Parts Pool and Spa. I can't drill it in enough about clearances on gas heaters and heat pumps, especially heat pumps, even gas heaters. I can't drill it in enough. But let me give you one for instance. About 6 years ago, I did a Hayward heat pump install. I told the customer that it's not supposed to be here, okay? We needed to do it right away, but unfortunately we couldn't get permits where I wanted to install it. So we put it under the stairs. Really couldn't see sun. It was not in the ideal place. We didn't have 6 feet around here. We barely had 2 feet on this side. We had more than 2 feet on this side, but what happens is it would hit the stairs and just recirculate. But the R22 unit worked. Back then it didn't have defrost systems or anything else like that. So it's an oceanfront home. You used to have a gas heater. Now this is why I say read and understand your instructions before you install it. A person went up and down the Outer Banks and said, Harvey's out of business, and went ahead and installed a new unit, R410A, with defrost features, which the old ones didn't. So now the highs are in the low 60s. What's happening is it's hitting the stands. He didn't move it. It's hitting the stairs and going on the frost cycle. Well, I disagree with Hayward doing it this way, but I'll say the reason why they did it. After 3 times on going on defrost, it locks itself out, okay? You have to disconnect the power and wait a while to unlock the feature. But there's a couple of things we need to talk about. I do not like R410A. Depending how we talk about it, it's either a gas or a liquid, depending where we're sitting. On the suction side, if it doesn't have chance to vapor out, and Hayward doesn't put, most heat pump people for pool heaters don't put accumulator in. And the gases, or the liquid at that point, can't turn into a gas because it's too cold. It'll wash out the compressor. If it washes out the compressor, it'll burn out the compressor. Okay? So the person that said I was still out of business when I'm not, called me up, not the homeowner, the person that works on the pool, and says, I just found out that you're not out of business. Can you help me? I said, well, that's really old unit. Oh, no, we had it replaced less than a year ago. I said, well, what happened on calling me? Well, he told me that you were out of business. So I said, well, why are you bothering me? Because he won't call me back. Welcome to the Outer Banks. You've just been OBX'd. Alright? So anyway, make a long story short, I took a ride down there and I laughed. I mean, nothing's wrong with the unit. He just put it in the same exact place. It can't breathe warm air, and it's just going on the frost cycle. The homeowner goes, well, the old one worked. Well, the old one didn't have these safety features. The new one has to, because we're talking 2 different, R22 and R410A is 2 different products, okay? It's 2 different. You can't mix the 2. So, anyway, I know I'm going on a rampage, but I can't express it enough on heat pumps. Heat pump likes to see sun and plenty of room around it. Okay? It likes more than 6 feet. It likes blowing that cold air and letting the wind blow it away and letting the warm air hit this coil. That's ideally. If you could put this heat pump in the sun and keep it in the 70s or 80s, there's no reason why you can't maintain your pool at 80, 85, 90 degrees. Okay? But did you follow the manual? Do you have it in the sun? Do you have the proper clearances? I mean, just last year I did 3 heat pumps. I mean, 3 heat pumps on what they did is needed 3 heat jackets. Okay? They put it in a little pump room, enclosed, except one front. And they said it never worked from day one, that piece of garbage. Well, top of the roof on the pool pump was about 18 inches. It was recirculating its air. So what I did, now these are heat pumps that never worked. Homeowner says, Hayward's a piece of crap, never worked. What I did, we put in a new fan blade, and a new heat jacket. It was covered back then on the warranty except labor. Had the builder build a platform outside the place, put it in the sun, okay? Basically the same heat pump, but the heat jacket was destroyed. And the homeowner called me about 2 weeks after the job got done. I can't believe it. The new heat jacket, boy, does that work great. I said, no, don't you understand that it needs to see sun? Well, we had an expert install it. Did you read your manual? I don't like these clearances, 2 feet. And the other thing you don't want to do, here's an overhang. This is a good picture of an overhang. You don't want to put it right over overhang, okay? You want to stick it far away from overhang. That's why you don't want to be a racehorse with blinders on. You want to look at, I always say, look at your environment. Where am I putting this? Where am I locating this? Look up. Oh, there's a roof line. What is capable of happening? Water is capable of coming down, okay, hitting this fan blade, depending what temperature it is, freezing this unit up, or slowing the fan blade down where it burns out the motor. Okay? So your heat pump won't work properly. Also, if you're near a roof line. I saw it 20 feet up in the air. I saw cold air recycle itself. Okay? So I don't agree with this 6 feet. This is minimums. And also I hate when I do warranty work. They take this, what is this? This is the out and this is the in. They take it and they put pipes right across, right from there. How can you work on the unit? Have to take all the plumbing apart, cut the plumbing, and then just get your gauges on it. And then once you get your gauges on it, somehow you got to put it back together, re-plumb it back again, and welcome to your Outer Banks, guys. You've just been OBX'd. Alright, so I know I'm going on a tangent, but read and understand your manual, alright? These are minimums on a Hayward heat pump. All heat pumps for pools don't like fences around them and don't like anything above them. They like to breathe, okay? They like to breathe and they like to expel, alright? just my personal feeling. Alright, so this person put this unit where the old one was, and it keeps going on lockout because it keeps defrosting itself. Okay, so I mean, it needs to be moved. The homeowner asked me to do the job. I walked away from the job. If I installed it, I would have took care of it in the very beginning. I would have told them it didn't work. Like, a long story short, 6 years ago in December, was 70 degrees during the day, 70 degrees during the 75 degrees in the day, and it was in the 40s at night. This brand new heat pump that I installed for him, the man was down in his house in December, and he had his pool at 90 degrees. Our 22 unit didn't have the safeties. Put a R410 unit in the same place. It keeps going on defrost and it locks itself out. 2 different gases, 2 different controls. Okay, and you know, that's why you need to breathe it. So I told the man he has to move it now, and he's going to have to wait till it gets warmer. Okay, because of the safeties on the heat pumps. I wouldn't waste my money if it's no more than 70 degrees. I don't agree with them. They changed the low pressures so the units would run. I think that's a mistake. I think they should go back to the old way, where if it's too cold, just shut down. Okay, just shut down. Alright, this is my opinion only, guys. Again, I'm Harvey from All Parts Pool and Spa. Just voicing my opinion on how to place a heat pump and place it properly. Always read and understand your owner's manual, even if you have a so-called expert install it. Okay, say, I want my owner's manuals. Okay, and read and understand it. And if you see something you don't understand, and if he's reputable, he should be able to answer it. Another thing is, deal with warranty stations. I mean, any Joe Blow can install a heat pump. Can they service it? I don't know. Alright, guys. Again, hopefully this was helpful. Even though you're a titanium heat exchanger, you still need a acid check valve. We're going to get in a little bit on safety features, because some safety features say you can't have an acid check valve. I'm running low on time. I would, if I have a safety feature that says you can't have a check valve, I'd call the manufacturer and ask them if a Hartford loop is good enough. The other thing that I would do if I had a mandatory where I couldn't have a check valve system, you would enjoy it more. I would change the pool, residential or commercial, to a salt pool. Then basically you wouldn't really have to worry about it, because most salt, well, they basically all cells have a detector in them where they have to have at least 15 gallons a minute water flow to turn on and operate. So if the pump is off, in theory, the chlorinator is supposed to be off, in theory. Okay? So it does have a titanium heat exchanger. Even though it has a titanium heat exchanger, to keep your warranty up, you must follow the regulations of any and all equipment on their pHs and their chemicals. You must keep your chemicals in check. Alright, guys, have a great day. Take care. Hopefully I answered a couple of questions. But please, read and understand your manual. And if you have any questions, you can email me your questions. Everybody does. Harvey at All Parts Pool and Spa. Email me your questions and I'll get back to you. If I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer and get back to you. Take care.